so we're out here again, and so the story goes, yesterday we were actually going to drop the trees I've been talking about here for a while. So we were all set up. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, my cousin, and he was going to bring out another guy, and I told him what I was looking at doing. I sent him some pictures. He's like, yeah, that's like 3 hours worth of work. We can have him down. I said, well, I don't need them limbed out or anything like that. I just want them dropped. And he's like, yeah, we can do that, no problem. Well, then the snow came, and the roads are actually really bad. The whole way out here I drove in four-wheel drive. Everything's just hard-packed ice. So we didn't get to that. So instead, I kind of started without you guys. I went through here, and those smaller pines that I had pushed over, I don't know, I'm cutting it up into 16-inch lengths. I don't know, I'm gonna find somewhere to put that. I started on that while the tractor was getting warmed up with the block heater or whatever, and then I took the four-wheeler and did some running around, and there's a pine that's down. Must have came down, the power company cut it up and kind of pushed it in the woods. I don't know if it ended up on the line or what, but it's across the path here towards the front, and then towards the back there's another pine that's all rotted. That one's down. So we'll probably we're gonna pull those out. And then over here I got some room in the wood rack at home, so I did some splitting here. I had some stuff that was right on the edge of the wood rack here, so I just did some hand splitting, and that stuff is all very dry. Some of it, most of it was oak, some of it was popple, and I think there was one piece of pine that I was like, well, we can just burn that up at home. So let's see if we can get that first pine out. Alright, so off in the distance you can see the tractor. So that pine I went in the back, I told you it was down. I took the chainsaw back there, and with some smaller stuff I cut it up. And boy, this is some funny looking pine. It looks like a hardwood. Yeah, it was an oak. I don't know how I misjudged that. The bottom was all rotted off, so that's why it looked like pine. I didn't look at it too close, but once I got the snow off and I made the first cut, I'm like, that is not pine. And you know how oak's got that kind of, I don't know, funky smell to it. Like, yeah, that's definitely not pine. So I cut up smaller stuff, firewood size, and then I don't know what the log is. I just cut off the rotten end and cut off the crotch of the tree or whatever at the top, and we'll pull it through here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I think we'll probably just throw it on the log pile because I don't need anything else cut up. So let's get that pulled out. Alright, so that's that pine. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that either. It's too small to make any lumber out of it. Here's the wood pile, or the log pile I guess we should say. And I was going to use this just for stuff I wanted to make boards out of. But I think we're going to take this oak I pulled out here, this one right here. We'll cut that probably in two and just try to throw it towards the back of this log pile. And maybe I won't have to stack them depending on when I get those guys out here. If it's fast enough where we get it dropped and I can start making logs, I'll bring the trailer that same day and just load them up and hopefully start getting them out of here. Maybe I can just, where they lay, leave them and not have to stack them here and find a place to go with them. So yeah, so this snowstorm whatever blew through, and today I think out here they say it's going to be about 40, which is pretty warm for December. And then they were talking Wednesday it was going to be like 51, and then they were talking it was going to be 54, and now I heard on the radio coming out here they were talking 60 on Wednesday. So I'm not going to get carried away pushing any snow around because I think most of it's going to melt. So, but interesting enough, driving out here, there were people ice fishing out on the Wolf River, right out of, where would that be? Fremont, Wisconsin. I was surprised. There's a guy who had a shack out there, guys with, you know, little ice sleds or whatever. There's a good group, I'd say probably between 20-25 people out there. And I didn't know we had that much ice. I didn't think there was that much ice out there to walk out, but I guess there was somebody out on Oshkosh not that long ago either out that way that was ice fishing. So I'll measure this thing up, saw it up. I'll have to put the forks on, and we'll move that and that pine, and then the stuff that I split, that's got to go in the truck. So we'll do all that first with the bucket before we switch it over. Alright, so that's one tractor bucket, and I still got some stuff laying there, so we're gonna see if we can get it all to fit. I was hoping only one row across in the back of the truck, just because I don't know how much room I have left. So let's get that other one loaded up. Alright, so I don't know if this is all gonna fit. Let's see what we can do here. I don't want to go too much above the tailgate. And some of these pieces, they're kind of split on the larger side. And I plan to split them once we use them. I mean, most of it's pretty dry, like that popple, that could probably be split into smaller pieces, use it as kindling or whatever. And some of the oak, I got some stuff that's pretty big, and let's do that. I can cut that down as well, or split it down, I guess. Some of this stuff, I don't know if it's gonna split because it's all twisted. There's knots and stuff. So I'll get the rest of this piled on, hopefully here, and then we still got to do something with that pine I cut up to figure out where we're gonna go with that. And then we got those logs we got to move yet too. So we'll get to it. All right, so at the very least here, I got the trail opened back up again. There's still, you know, the rest of the pine that way. And I think, yeah, there's some this way too yet. Could cut up. I don't know where I'm going with that. I have no idea. Oh yeah, and there's a pine there as well. I don't know, I should stack it up somewhere, but I want it out of the way. I'm not sure where I'm gonna go with it. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so that trail's open, and like you saw there, or maybe you didn't see it, I just cut off part of that pine pole and then I just laid it alongside the log pile. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that for later, I guess. I'll show you where I stacked those pine pieces. So pine pieces I just kind of stacked on top of that, those oak that need to be split. So, and I kind of just came in here a little bit too, just to open this up a little bit, just in case I get super ambitious and the snow stays down. I can get in there and start back at that again. Kind of wrapping it up for the day otherwise, just because my feet are extremely wet. My boots are wet. I didn't bring out snow boots or anything, and the gloves too keep getting wet, especially if you're digging into stuff like this that's got snow on it. It doesn't take long. So other than that, it was a pretty productive day otherwise. I got those path in the back opened up with that oak, the pine here, and then the pine over there that must have came down. I don't know, maybe if my boots stayed dry I could have dropped something here, because I'm looking at like that one straight ahead. I could probably take that down myself without too much issue. So, or even probably this oak here as well. That one's got a pretty good lean. It probably would go right over. But I don't know, it's better to have guys out here that do it a little bit more often than I do, and then they would know like, yeah, that's worth like making logs or making boards out of it, or no, just make some firewood out of that. So I can kind of sort the stuff through too and mark it. So, but other than that, yeah, pretty productive, really nice day. It wasn't too windy and relatively warm. We got snow just raining off the trees here. So, all right, other than that, that's it for now.